All right, guys, so happy Friday. So today, Friday's strength component, it'll be kind of a natural progression through our press series. So we'll start with a strict press, and then we'll go to a push press, and then we'll go to a push jerk. Our first 5 rounds, or our first 5 attempts, be 3 strict press every minute on the minute for the first 5 minutes. And then the next 5 minutes, it'll be 2 push press, again, every minute on the minute for the next 5 minutes. And then our last 5 minutes will be 1 push jerk every minute on the minute for 5 minutes. So ideally, you should be able to do about 30% more on the push press than you do the strict press, and then you should be able to do 30% more on the push jerk than the push press. So it's just kind of like technique and all these things. So I like to think strict press, no legs, push press, legs 1 time, push jerk, legs twice, all right? And so I'll kind of walk you guys through what I'm talking about. So the first 5 times, we got 3 strict press. So we just want to zip up, press, bar ends over the middle of the body. And then you guys will rest the remainder of that minute. And then you guys will do that 4 more times. Then after you guys get done with the 5th and final round, you'll go to push press. The push press, we use the legs at the start, we explode it, and we finish it with our hands. So it'll look like this, 2 of them every minute on the minute for 5 minutes. Then once we get done with that 4 more times, we got 1 push jerk. Again, we get to use our legs twice. So the push jerk, ideally, the whole goal is to straighten our arms. And we can go about it 1 of 2 ways. We can just press straight, which is a longer path, or we can drop our body, boom, become more efficient. And a push jerk teaching us efficiency underneath the barbell, all right? So the hips simply go down, up, and down, with the reception of the weight over your head. So it'll look like this. And that's it, right? And so by the time we get to the push jerk, you guys should be able to be moving some heavy weight relative to your capacity. And so we really want to see what you got. Go for it, have fun. All right, guys, happy Friday. This is a classic oldie, but so good. All right, it's called Fight Gone Bad. Okay, what we got? We only have 3 rounds. A fight, 5 minutes. A championship bout. We got a minute each movement with 1 minute rest in between rounds. So make sure you got your corner man handy because you might need them. All right, so our first move for 1 whole minute is we're going to accumulate as many reps as possible through our wall balls. And then we're going to go into our sumo deadlift high pull. After the sumo deadlift high pull, we'll execute box jumps. After box jumps, we'll go back and execute the push press with the same barbell. So we get 1 barbell per person for this workout. And then after the barbell, we'll hop on the rower. And then the rower will accumulate as many calories as we can in our 5th and final minute. And then we get 1 minute to rest to hop right back into the fight. All right, so again, our first movement is wall balls. Wall balls, hip crease below the knee, toss the ball to the target. It'll be 10 foot for our guys. It'll be 9 foot for our lady athletes. All right, so it'll look like this. You always pass through the squat first. So when you pick up the wall ball, don't toss it to the wall because you're wasting time and that does not count. That's a no rep. Most likely in bigger classes, we'll have somebody counting that. And guys, community, hold people to this standard. All right, thank you. So we pick up the ball, we pass through our squat. Down, 1, 2, 3. All right, so just say I'm done with that. A minute's passed, and then on the running clock, I go to the sumo deadlift high pull. I typically think Japanese wrestling. So feet outside the shoulders. In my brain, I always slap my thighs, but I hardly ever do that in front of people. Hands inside the hips, butt low, chest tall. Use the legs, then the arms, all right? Really keep this sequence important. So here, up, 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 up. You got to do that for the minute. Then you got to come to your box. It'll be 20 inches for everyone, all right? 20 inches for our guys, 20 inches for our ladies. Ladies, it's okay. It'll all be well. So we jump up, step down, jump up, step down. You gotta jump up, jump down to rebound up. That's great. However, the hips have to be open on the box before we come off the box, all right? So I'm gonna say that again. The hips have to be open on the box before we come off the box. So we should not ask, hey, can I pogo or can I extend my hips when I'm in the air? If you're not on the box, the hips just need to be on the box. So the instructor or coach will just tell you that. Extend your hips with your feet on the box. After we get done with that, we'll finish up on the rower, all right? And then after we get done with the rower, we got 1 minute of resting before we go right back to our wall balls. Again, we only have 3 rounds of this. Your score is the total repetitions, all right? And so aim somewhere over 250 repetitions. The weight is 75 pounds for our guys, 55 pounds for our ladies. So the weight is light enough where it should be available to most of the population. But with all of this stuff, scale accordingly, and then just think about the total number of reps, right? And so that's it, guys. Fight gone bad. Guys, our finisher for Friday, even fight gone bad wasn't enough. So typically in a bigger class, you guys might have to just work after. If so, be respectful of the class coming, just because just the equipment, just kind of the logistics of fight gone bad is really, really hard to manage one heat in bigger classes. But nonetheless, Tabata is this, right? 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. You guys can alternate between both of these movements, or you guys can just take care of this movement all at once and then do the other movement all at once. But it's a seated pike up, right? And so this pike up, you're seated obviously, and then the more forward you are, the harder it is, and the more lean back you are, the more available this movement becomes, all right? And so I like to get somewhere in the middle because I'm not the best, but I'm not the worst at this thing. And then for 20 seconds, I'm just gonna simply just go here for 20 seconds, all right? And then I'll rest for 10 seconds, and then I'll have a decision to make. I can either do that 3 more times, or I can go back and forth between the straddle up. So the straddle up is that we go ahead and straddle up, hands go in the middle. Now this one here, I'm not as versed or developed, so most likely my chest would be more upright, and then I'll just go here for 20 seconds. Again, another hip flexor killer. All right, guys, and so if you feel your quads and your hip flexors work, oh, you know you're doing it right, all right? So we'll either do all 4 and then all 4, or you can go back and forth between each. But again, it's 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest until 8 rounds is complete for each movement. Seated pike ups, seated straddle ups. All right, have fun. Go.